Hello guys, saying hello to you from Bali. We are actually in an island called Gili, and we are at this island paddle club that is a beautiful beach club called Malibu, and then it has one paddle court in the middle of the jungle and the ocean. So it's a beautiful place actually. But anyway, today's subject is, you see this and you see these balls? They are like stuffed animals, like teddy bears. They are so humid and so big, and they are new. We just opened them this morning. So what I want to talk to you about is we had such a great experience playing the APPT, which is the Asian Padel Pacific Tour. We played two tournaments. They both were in Singapore. And you know, to our surprise, we actually had to play in very tough conditions, which it's not a complaint. It's actually just an experience, yeah. And I think it made me change my mind about. Of course, I don't recommend that you play with the court wet, but I have to tell you that I have changed my mind that I have to learn how to play on wet conditions, on humid conditions, yeah. Because in Spain, for example, in the tournaments that I have played, if the court is wet or the balls bounce and get wet, the match will not be played. But in this tour, they have to, because it's just where they live, rains a lot, there are no indoor facilities. So I think it's actually entertaining. The only issue is that it's a different game. It's a different animal, yeah? So today, I want to help those that, play on the rain. I will give you my feedback. Well, first, if you play, if you enjoy defending like I do, that's something that you're going to suffer a lot from, because when the court is wet, not only the court, but the balls get wet, and then you cannot really trust the glass. Meaning that when the ball hits the glass, many times, it will bounce normal, but many times, especially when the ball is a little bit slower, the ball will drop. So that rebound that you were expecting won't happen, yeah? When you realize that you cannot actually use the walls as you normally do, well, you start finding other solutions. For example, blocking more. But what is the problem with blocking? Well, the game becomes extremely fast, yeah? And then, yeah, but Gabo, why don't you play a lob from the volley when you block? Well, yeah, that's a brilliant idea, and I try to do it. But you know what? The balls are fucking heavy. Like heavy, as in, it's so difficult to play a proper lob because the ball is just so freaking wet and humid and heavy. And then also, believe it or not, the racket, the foam, because of the humidity and the constant contact with water, changes. The feeling is different. And some of the things that you need to remember when playing under wet conditions is, if you normally slice, well, forget about that, because if you slice when the ball is wet, the racket is wet, the court is wet, the ball actually goes somewhere else. It goes up or it goes to the side. So you have to play a lot flatter. Same with, I love to play with side spin on my overhead, more like a vibora. And it was impossible to play that shot because, again, the ball is wet. You cannot really spin the ball because, it will, instead of spinning, it will just slide to the side. And so basically, you have no control when you start slicing the ball. So instead, what I was, trying to do is to play the same shot, but flatter, yeah, which makes it more difficult for the ball to be more aggressive. I mean, because the ball flat is a little bit bouncier, it's a little bit faster, so you have to recover a little bit sooner, and I mean the whole tempo changes. So those are things that you need to remember. Also, choosing the lob very carefully, even more than ever, because sometimes you play the lob by reaction with the wrist, but when the ball is so heavy, you basically have to use the legs. So you need to choose a ball in which you can actually push with the legs, otherwise the ball is not going anywhere. I mean, seriously, it's the same as if you put this ball in a sink and put it underwater and then you get it out and then you heat it up. That's exactly the feeling that you will have for 2 hours match. So no excuse, just things to remember for next time or for you. Lastly, to steal the net, passing the players, I don't think it's going to happen, guys. So you have to use the Nordic play, I call it, yeah? Which is you play a lob that is fairly decent, and then you go forward and pray that you can actually block the next ball. Obviously, it makes it even tougher because instead of being a surprise, that plays nice as a surprise, as a variation. But here, the guys know that you're going to come in. Yeah. So then what are they going to do? If they know you're coming, they are going to accelerate the ball. And it's not easy again because you cannot slow it down with the slice. You have to play flat. The ball is heavy. Also for them it's heavy, not easy to accelerate a ball that is so heavy. But it's just a different game. And to me, I wanted to share this with you because I would, I would never imagine that I was going to play on wet conditions, especially after 15 years of being in this business. I never play one single time under these conditions. And these last weeks, I actually play many times. Almost every day I was playing under wet conditions. So hey, like they say, you learn things every day. You learn things every week. And for sure, it was a learning experience for us. Anyway, you have a lovely day, guys. And playing in the wet conditions as well.